Our next question, or our next talk, is Kronosaurus and the Woman in the Red Dress by Christina Byrd from the Museum of Comparative Zoology, Harvard University. Christina?
Thank you. The year is 1931, and geologist William Chevelle accompanied an expedition sent to northeastern Australia by the Museum of Comparative Zoology, hereon referred to as the MCZ. Their mission: to explore the lower Cretaceous deposits in Queensland. During this expedition, Ralph Thomas, a local resident, contacted Chevelle about a large fossil skeleton on his land, only 5 miles away from where the expedition crew was located. Encased in limestone, a 42-foot-long, short-necked plesiosaur was extracted from the earth, all 4 tons of material packed up and shipped to Cambridge, Massachusetts in the United States. The fossil was a Kronosaurus queenslandicus, a large extinct marine reptile that lived during the Cretaceous period and was one of the largest plesiosaurs known to science. Due to limitations in time, energy, and money, the necessary resources were not present to fully prepare the skeleton, leaving Kronosaurus to languish in storage for 25 years. That is, until 1956, when Mr. Godfrey Cabot, a lifelong enthusiast of sea monsters, donated significant funds to pay for not only the preparation of the fossil, but also mounting the specimen for permanent public exhibit at the MCZ. These public exhibits would later become the Harvard Museum of Natural History. With Cabot's donation, Dr. Alfred Romer, the curator of vertebrate paleontology and director of the MCZ, was able to give Kronosaurus its time in the spotlight. The following year, in 1957, Romer interviewed applicants for several assistant preparator positions at the MCZ, positions made possible by Cabot's donation. One of the applicants was Miss Constance Dolphin, a recent graduate from Earlham College. Constance didn't have your typical interview, and by her later recollection, she suspected its unique nature is why she was hired. During her interview with Romer, he quoted a lyric from Gershwin's song Of Thee I Sing. In response, she sang the remaining lyrics. There they were, singing a duet during a job interview. 1 year later, Romer worked with a photographer to make a special postcard for the MCZ featuring the recently mounted Kronosaurus queenslandicus, accompanied by a woman wearing a simple, sleek red dress. That woman was Constance, the assistant preparator Romer hired the year prior. The scheduled model for the photo shoot had to cancel, so Romer, in a panic, came up with a solution. He called down to his vertebrate paleontology preparation lab to ask Constance if she owned a red dress and if she could help with the photo. Today, Kronosaurus queenslandicus is the logo for the MCZ and is a visitor destination for the MCZ's exhibits in the Harvard Museum of Natural History. Along with Kronosaurus, this image of Constance standing with it became an icon in its own way. 60 years after the photo shoot, in 2018, Constance returned to the museum to visit her old friend. To her surprise, Constance's children, Kenrick and Kirsten, made this visit special by asking the museum's vertebrate paleontology collection and exhibition staff if they could recreate their mother's 1958 photo shoot. During her visit, Constance noticed how different the museum's staff was, as about 30 staff stopped by the photo shoot to meet her. She mentioned to her son how pleased she was to see so many women working as scientists at the museum. Vertebrate paleontology has long been a field dominated by men, and the MCZ was not immune to this disparity. In 1958, the gender proportion was greatly skewed towards men, with approximately only 1/4 of the museum's employees being women. Within the VP department, Constance was one of 2 women working with 8 men. The gender proportion at the museum in 2018 was more equal, with women slightly outnumbering men. In VP, today, I am one of 3 women in a 4-person team. I saw this postcard of Kronosaurus and Constance early in my career and thought how fantastic it would be to work with fossils as awe-inspiring as Kronosaurus. Today, I'm thankful that I'm living my dream and have the honor of being the steward of Harvard's Kronosaurus queenslandicus that I admired so long ago.